Yo, what up, Knuckles? It's your buddy Philko here reporting live for your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. You know that most hated dude with the incredible mood up in the building. And today I want to talk a little bit about violence, racism, and all that stuff, sexism and whatnot at Trump rallies. I know a lot of those videos are seen, they're shared, millions and millions of views of basically people within Trump rallies, like inside the Trump rally, they will disrupt it or apparently disrupt it. Then they start getting ass beat, whether it's a punch in the face or they're getting shoved and all this stuff. Yeah, we all talk about it. But you know what I like doing in life? I love showing the other side because I notice the majority of people follow the crowd. And I'm one type of person who never follows the crowd. And I'm one type of person who I accept that I will never be loved by everybody because I'm never, ever, ever within a group. Ever. Never. No matter what group you can think of, I'm not a part of it. Only group that I relate to the closest are skeptics. That's it. That's the only group I can actually relate to, or skeptics. Because I don't believe anything unless it's evident and realistic. But other than that, I'm not part of any group at all. And so let me tell you something, and I will put some links in the description. Now, I know we all have seen the popular videos of, hey, that nigger thing being said, or that bitch is just a cunt, and build the wall, send the Mexicans back, and all this stuff. A lot of these comments we've heard, and of course we saw some violence and stuff. But you want to know what's interesting? I've seen just as much or more violence from the anti-Trump side. And I will put links in the description. There's a lot of times in which anti-Trump people, most of them are like Mexicans, they would literally wait for Trump supporters to come out from a Trump rally and they will start shit with them. Taking their hats, throwing shit at them, punching them in the face. Oh yeah, there's many videos in it. You can see it. They would wait outside the Trump rally to start a fight with them in a big, big crowd of people. But these videos are never shared. Well, I'm not gonna say they're never shared. They are shared, but only by like a selective group of people. They're not usually on the news, like it is when a Trump supporter hits someone who's an anti-Trump supporter. It's not on the news. The only thing that's really on the news is when the fucking Trump supporter beats up the anti-Trump supporter. That's it. Or anything of that nature, a racist comment or something. It's just not shared. So what does that tell you? It's further evidence that the news, they're not here to report stuff. They're here to make you think the way in which they want you to think. I can never trust the news. I can never ever trust the news. I can never trust them. They do it. I'm not exactly sure why they do what they do. I just know what they do. I know what they do. They show news to make you think the way they want you to think. Or basically, let me not even say they show or tell news. They basically tell a story, chop it up and make it look a way to make you think how they want you to think. That's it. It's not about the truth. Like, I don't know how many of you have taken journalism courses in America, but if you've taken and I'm sure it's like this around the world, but right now I'm focusing on America the most. If you've taken journalism courses in America, please tell me I'm lying when I say the main goal of any journalist is to make something look a certain way even if it isn't that way. That has to be the main goal. The way they edit the videos, the way they blow up a certain text, a certain quote that the person said, leaving out the before and after quote which would clear everything up. Your main job is just to get a story. What's the sexiest, But there are people out there who have enough balls, so to say, to go and do the opposite. They do the opposite. They will actually be out there and say, black people need to stop committing crimes and things like this. Mexicans should be here legally or else they go back. And that blonde lady, I forgot her name. I'll make a video about her later, but I'm surprised she does it. You guys know that blonde lady I'm talking about. She even had a debate with the dude from the Breakfast Club, with Charlamagne from the Breakfast Club. That's the chick I'm talking about. If you know her name, write it in the comments. She does it. Maybe Bill O'Reilly does it sometimes, but the vast majority of the news in America, they will not do that. They will not do that. They will not do it. They will always try their best to highlight, and keep this whole narrative that racism is one of the biggest problems we have here, because they know racism, it sells. Racism sells. It sells. It makes money. Like it's so depressing when I say this, but some of the police officers who've been caught either killing or doing something wrong to a black person, they get charities, they make a lot of money off of it. Not only do they make a lot of money off of the things they do, including the guy who killed Trayvon Martin, he got money and fame from it. But even the news outlets who lie about the situation just to get money. So when these news outlets like presidents and shit hear about, oh my God, some black guy got shot, whatever, they're not thinking, oh my God, really? That's so messed up. We got to do, no, it's like, oh, really? Get on it. We need to make money from this. And that is a promise. Same thing with Facebook. A lot of people asked me a while ago, how do we get people to start, how do we get the government or just people in power to really start punishing these police officers, making them held accountable for the fucked up things they do? I said, I know how. Stop using American social networks. Stop using American social networks. The president of Facebook isn't rich as fuck for no reason. That's how a lot of money gets moved around nowadays. Facebook, Instagram, whatever the fuck else you got that's American based. Snapchat. I don't think anyone uses MySpace. So YouTube. All these things, you know what I mean? All these sort of social network, any sort of sharing site in which advertisement is what moves it along, stop using it and we start using foreign social networks, they'll start listening. Because they'll start missing out on a lot of fucking money. I'm not too much with the just support black businesses, but I'll make a video about that later. Because I'm not saying that's a bad idea, but I'm going to just show you, and I'm going to just tell you why I'm not so much with it. But I'm saying if you really want them to listen, you got to start controlling the money. You understand? And so that's just how the news is, man. They're real assholes. And you know what's funny? Facebook, they did this, now, maybe things have changed, but I remember about 3 weeks ago, they put in front of the Facebook headquarters, Black Lives Matter. And of course, people are sharing this on Facebook, and the more they share it, the more money Facebook gets. They're sharing it, whatever, and they're like, oh, Facebook cares. I'm like, look, Facebook has a lot of fucking money. Sure, they put Black Lives Matter. Wow, that's great. Yeah, sure. If Facebook really fucking gave a shit, wouldn't they be threatening to do something if something doesn't happen to those officers? Or wouldn't they be hiring or helping to give money for really good lawyers to make sure those police officers go to jail? Something of that nature? No, they're putting up Black Lives Matter in front of their office and then just going on with their normal lives. What I'm saying here is they don't have to give a shit. I'm not saying it's Facebook's business about what's going on. They don't have to give a fuck. They don't. But just the simple fact that they pretend they do to make some money bothers me a little bit. Because I don't see what they're doing to help. With all that money and all that power. I always talk about power. Like, people talk shit on the internet all the time, but these people have no power because I can just shut them up and they're finished. But they have no power. If I come in contact with a person who has power and we're speaking back and forth, well, I would treat them a little differently because they're actually somebody and they can actually get something done. But people with no power, they can't do anything. Facebook has a lot of power. They're not threatening to black out or something for 24 hours if these police officers or something, blah, blah, blah. They're not teaming up with YouTube threatening. I'm just saying, these are just examples. Now, they don't have to do this shit at all. It's not their business, but the simple fact that they put up Black Lives Matter, it's like, oh, really? Wow, they're Black Lives Matter supporters? What are they doing I fucked up. I know you guys are going to laugh at that. What are they doing to back up Black Lives Matter with all that power that they have? I could even put a sign in front of my apartment, but what are they doing? You tell me. Maybe they're doing something now that I don't know about that's popped up the last 3 weeks or something since that post. Maybe they're actually doing something rather than just sharing posts. Maybe they're actually doing something with the money that they're making from these posts that they're sharing. And I'm out, Nicholas. Later.